Hi. So now let us see the first constraint, that is not null. Okay. So as name implies, it is going to work actually. This is very simple. Null values you are not going to allow. So that is what actually you can see. This constraint specify that column cannot have null value or empty value. So under which column you mentioned this constraint, under that particular column, you are not allowing the null values actually. That is very simple. Okay. So how you can create that? Simple column name, data type actually. Then you just mention not null with a space actually between not and null. Then automatically MySQL will understand that under this column name 1, you are not going to allow null values. That's it. So let us see with the demonstration, same thing. So here what we are going to do is we are going to create first of all a table, create table. So let us take one simple name, a student table we are going to create. Then, so here if you see, we are going to create a roll number. Okay. Then assume it is a integer type. And then what I am doing is first name. So for example, first name. Then of course this is varchar of for example 20, let us take, but you are not going to allow null values under this column. Then you must mention like this, null, then comma, then last name. So then last name, even this also varchar of 20, not null. So that's it. So let us take other things, for example address, whatever the columns you need, you can take. The main focus here is how to apply the not null actually. Then if I run this one, what is going to happen? So you can see. So if I run this one, then this table is created actually. Okay. Now just let us see. First of all, select store from student. Okay. So if you run this one, student already exists. Yeah, here you must give colon. Then if you select only this part and then if you run, then you can see there is no data, first of all, fine. Now let us check that whether not null is working fine or not. So for that we will try to insert the data. Insert into table is student. Okay. Then values we are going to insert. So we have the ID. Let us give ID now, roll number 1. Then first name ABC. Or for example, Ravi Kumar. Okay. And then address something. So Hyderabad, something. Okay. Now, if I try to insert this one, what is going to happen? Let us check. So you can see one row is affected. So one row is inserted actually. Now what we will do is, if I run this one, so you can see in the output also. Now we will try to insert the null value actually. So let us take the same thing. Then here under the first name, I will just try to insert the null value. So whether it is going to allow or not, let us check. So let it be, everything let it be. We will change the roll number. So even there is no problem because you didn't added any other constraints. So only null we added. So not null we added. So now let us run this one. What is going to happen? So if I run this one, so you can see column first name cannot be null. Why it is saying this one is because here we added a constraint, null values. That is what, as we told, for what purpose constraints you have, you are putting a null, you are putting a rule. So what is that rule? Under the column, under the first name, you should not have a null values. That is why, because you are going to have a null value here, it is not allowing to insert into the database, into the table actually. So that is what, you no need to cross check every time manually whether you are entering the valid data or not into the database. So by putting constraints like this, MySQL database will take care automatically actually. So that is why constraints are very important in the real-time application. Okay, so in this way we can use the not null constraint actually. Okay,